Yeah, we so the very first thing we measure is, was their onboarding completed? And then, did they subscribe? Did they convert to become a paid user in some capacity, whether that's a monthly subscriber or an annual subscriber? And so that's the very first thing we look at. And then we use our CRM to start to monitor while they're in their implementation phase as well as the adoption phase. We start to look at, the number of times that they're logging in, the features that they're using, whether they've added new users, whether I've done a team training for the rest of their team to help implement it and roll it out across the team, whether they are contacting support for help. I think that's also a point that I wanted to bring up, is that, letting them know ahead of time, or as part of the understanding of how we're going to be working together, is let them know that if you have a support team, give them access to that support team so that you're not the one answering technical questions. That can eat up so much of your time as a CSM. So have them understand the difference between your role and then how support can help them. And I like to say things like, they have a lot more insight into your account. They'll be able to deal with engineering should they need to bring in those resources, that type of thing. So I just wanted to bring that up because I think all us as CSMs have a really hard time saying no. We love to be helpful, but having your support team as a completely separate resource for them is really beneficial. And then we look at things like whether I have calls on the books with them. So we try to get calls booked on a monthly basis, at least during implementation for the first 2 to 4 months, so that I can make sure that they're understanding the platform. We can do any refreshers or other trainings. So we look at engagement and adoption. And then, these regular sync calls are going to be really important as well, because, the CRM isn't perfect. Sometimes the data doesn't always correlate with what's happening with that client. And it may look like they're not spending a lot of time in there, but they're getting what they need and they're utilizing it. It just looks a little bit different based on the different types of clients that you have. So those are the types of things we're measuring in the implementation and the adoption phase.